I asked you guys on a community post to give us your best Lakers-related NBA hot takes, and we were going to rate them on stream, W or L. Chat, you guys know the deal. Tell us right now what you think your fellow chatters' takes are. We're going to rate them. You guys are going to rate them. Let's see what they came with the heat today.
Show me some trash.
First off, we have Jerry West has done more for the Lakers across his lifespan, player, coach, scout, GM, than any player has done for any franchise in history. Is Jerry West the GOAT to the level that nobody else is the GOAT for their team?
He touched every single facet for this team. And I can't think of any other player who's done this level of work. You could like troll and say LeBron or I guess Bill Russell or something like that.
Saying Bill Russell is not trolling.
It's not trolling. No.
There's
LeBron trolling, but yeah.
There's 3 options. There's Bill Russell with the Celtics.
Yeah.
There's Steph Curry for the Warriors, and there's Michael Jordan for the Bulls.
I lean towards one of the last two. Well, actually, I don't know. Those are actually 3 all really good examples. Bill Russell changed the NBA, was the biggest winner of all time. But Jordan and Curry made those franchises worth like 10 times more.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors were such a middle of the pack franchise, maybe lower third of the NBA franchise before Steph Curry. I don't think that's hate. And now they're like the second or first highest valuation in the league.
The Bulls were smoking crack in the 80s. And then Michael Jordan showed up.
Yeah.
And they were still smoking crack when he showed up. But it was like, it's like, hey, we're actually going to win games and smoke crack at the same time. So now
it's like his 4th crack mention of the stream.
Now
what you doing after the stream, man?
I love it. But like the Bulls, they're the same thing. Their entire aura and their entire franchise is built off of 8 years in the 90s. And they have done nothing else since then. They didn't do anything before that. Like at least the Warriors have like a mini era of like Run TMC where it's like, hey, that was fun. The Bulls don't have anything like that outside of Jordan.
So the Bulls are probably the answer just because they have nothing. But I think the spirit of this question is he's saying reaching across all the different roles he had. It's a W take still. I think Jerry West has done more. But the Bulls, what Michael Jordan did was a bigger proportion of what they have. But Jerry West has like probably impacted more ways, obviously. So I'll give it a W take still.
Yeah, I think the interesting debate would be because obviously like the scouting of Kobe was like obviously instrumental, but like Magic versus Jerry West, I think is I
immediately have a sour taste.
Didn't Jerry West draft Magic, or was he there, or did he take over the year after?
I have no idea.
No, he took over the year after. But Jerry West like built Showtime as well, so he did Kobe and Showtime.
Yeah, I immediately exit.
He wasn't coaching though.
No, he was a GM.
I mean, he failed as the coach.
Magic Johnson doesn't deserve these conversations with the way he left the Lakers. He doesn't deserve.
Oh, in recent years,
yeah.
And they still love him.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one.
I think it's a debate.
W take.
Rook my AS says, due to him playing with Magic and Kareem, James Worthy is the most underrated Laker of all time. So if you're thinking about the most underrated Lakers of all time, does James Worthy get the title?
What makes him underrated to you compared to these other guys?
What it says, just overshadowed by Magic and Kareem. I don't think people talk about him as an all-time great because he was playing third fiddle and never had like high usage, in an era where there was not as many possessions to go around. So he just gets overlooked by the other two guys when he was also a number 1 pick, also an all-star, also hugely important. I don't think he'd be a superstar without those guys or anything. He's not quite that level, but for his contribution, he probably gets less mentioned than other players. Like Pau Gasol gets more mentioned than him, and he's just as important.
That is very true. Pau Gasol gets away. We know why.
It's because we're young, but still.
But yeah,
that's probably an age factor.
This guy's in the Hall of Fame. What do you mean?
Sure, the Lakers have a lot of Hall of Famers. That doesn't preclude you from being underrated.
He's in the Hall of Fame. He has his jersey retired. He's on the broadcast. His nickname is Big Game James. Like, no, he's fine.
All right, so who's the most underrated Laker?
I don't know, but it's not James Worthy. Like, I don't think.
I think he's probably saying this because it's like a generational divide thing. Like, I think history's kind of passed him by with a new generation, not really knowing or thinking about him as one of the defining players. So, like, obviously, 80s NBA fans don't underrate James Worthy. It's just like when you talk about this type of conversation for a franchise, it's like, how does history remember you? And I don't know if history like remembers James Worthy like that.
You're asking like, do 12-year-olds know about?
Obviously
James
not.
Worthy?
Like,
and it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean though. Like that's the conversation.
Again, I don't know off the top of my head who the most underrated Laker is. I I just don't think it could be.
Fine, it's Nick Van Exel. We'll keep it going. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, probably is Nick Van Exel. Next one. Goat JJ1 says, JJ Redick hates Ayton so much that he quits his job halfway through the season. Hey, man.
Redick a quitter?
Listen. It's
not impossible.
It's not crazy. He feels like one of the type of guy where it's just like, listen, you guys are just pissing me off too much. Like, I just want it too bad.
He's tightly wound. He's a constant ball of just pressure and angst and just constantly being riled up. You're telling me that bubble might burst? More shocking things have happened with young coaches.
Imagine this. We're going to get to like January, February, right? Lakers are 4 or 5 seed going back and forth. Ayton has had a bad stretch, maybe about 4 or 5 games. Some reporter comes in, asks a question about, hey, Ayton hasn't played the last 2 fourth quarters. And Jay's just like, have you seen what's been going on? Then backhands the reporter, right? Like all of this just keeps going on and on.
You know how you really piss off JJ in this circumstance? You phrase it this way. So I've noticed DeAndre Ayton hasn't closed the last 2 games. Is there anything you feel like you can do better to get DeAndre Ayton going? And he's going to be like, anything I can do better? No, excuse me?
And then this time he takes his belt out and strangles him.
Exactly.
All right, next one. The Luka trade was never about now. It's the setup. 2026, Giannis opts out. LeBron retires. Lakers have max space. Luka is in the best shape of his career. Giannis signs in LA for legacy reasons. Oh my God. Citing Kobe and international brotherhood. A former one-time champion Milwaukee Buck teaming up with the full MVP caliber PG in LA. Luka and Giannis form the most versatile duo in NBA history. A 7-foot freak of nature and a 6'7" magician. Jokic considers soccer. Adam Silver starts talking expansion. Lakers win 4 chips and end the diversity era of NBA champs.
Just means by.
I'm not gonna lie. I love fan fiction.
This is top tier. This is a great short story.
It's just a story.
Yeah.
Yo, W. Arthur, man. Shout out to him. Why are you in these YouTube comment sections under hot takes? What are we doing, man?
Jokic considers soccer.
Yeah.
I like it. I think you're cooking. I'm going to go W take. I think this is probably the most accurate thing we'll see all day.
He's a great Arthur, man. Shout out
Christian Gayton says, Shaquille O'Neal would be the greatest Laker of all time if he stayed the rest of his career. I thought this was interesting because what does the rest of his career look like if he stays? I think this is assuming him and Kobe get over it. I think that's only you have to.
Does that mean how do they get over it? Does he get in shape and shit or what like that?
No.
Or they don't get over it and they just fucking fester. But do you think him staying would have made him have a case? Because he only had so many years left. Is there a world in which he became the greatest Laker of all time?
I'm going to say no.
No, because the crazy young Shaq obviously is past him by the time he gets there. So you have 4 years of peak Shaq that isn't there. And then as Kobe is ascending and just keeps grinding and working, and Shaq is like, yeah, I'm gonna show up to camp in whatever shape I want to be.
They're spamming L's.
Right? I'll be ready by the finals. They're probably gonna lose it. I don't think it would work. They would fight every other day. Every day. They probably did.
Yeah, and also with how we left too, if it adds to your lore if everyone just sits down and is thinking about the what ifs of your NBA career. If he left there and was just sitting there to rot and get into the shape that he was and just be on a whole lot of nothing while also seeing the dude he used to have hella beef with just surpass him, I feel like just mentally people would think of Shaq a lot less than what he is now as a Laker.
And maybe this would have made Kobe leave, so maybe they still would have had no success. Maybe he'd have less rings if he stayed because Kobe would have left and they never would have won the 2006 ring that Shaq added to his catalog.
That's fair, yeah.
So actually, no, absolutely not. No chance. Just because he fell off so soon after 2004. Sweenster07 says 2020 LeBron over any Kobe year.
Yeah.
Why are we?
How's it feel being stupid, buddy? How's it feel?
Why are we doing this?
Y'all think this is crazy?
I don't think it's crazy.
It's
but
not, it's not true.
What's the best Kobe year?
Over any Kobe year.
What's your favorite Kobe year?
0809.
Give me Bron. What's your second favorite Kobe year? Just stupid. What's your second favorite Kobe year?
2020.
What's your second favorite Kobe year?
But depends. You could pick between 02 and
Give me Bron.
And 06.
Third favorite?
Definitely not 02.
Keep going. We can sit here in silence for the rest of the time. Come on.
No, that's just funny. I think we all agree that 2020 LeBron was still like back into prime, and we do think he has the best peak of all time. So it's not as crazy as it sounds, but Kobe is an MVP, so I'm not gonna argue this.
Yeah,
He was second MVP that year though, LeBron. So like it's really not ridiculous.
Who won MVP that year? Was
Giannis.
it Giannis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his DPOY second MVP. So
I hate having these conversations because when you say any Kobe year, you're just screaming in my face. Oh, LeBron's always been better no matter what, and I'm just like, okay, cool, but like, we should all already know this by now.
Yeah, I'm mostly joking, but it's not crazy. But I'm sure there's a Kobe year that we'd all agree to pick if we really compared them side by side. Yeah, it's funny though because I knew Donovan would get upset.
W take.
No, we can give it an L. Next one. Do More Music says if the Lakers kept a young core from 2017-18, they would have more than 17 rings. So he's saying, they won 2020 after making the trade. They would have won at least 2 rings since then if they kept Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, Julius Randle.
No. Hell no.
They don't win any rings.
Alex Caruso, throw him in there.
They don't win any rings with the young core.
Yeah. Every single one of those players' career up until this point, except for maybe Brandon Ingram, but even that is up for debate. They've been a disappointment. Outside of Josh Hart, too. Shout out Josh Hart.
This guy's over here smirking. What are you smirking about?
No, I'm just laughing because obviously I think I'll take.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at the chat.
Like what have you seen from Lonzo Kuz and Brandon Ingram just to make you think like, oh man, we would have had it all? I understand like having all these young guys who you drafted and watch develop in their own right feels good to keep together. But thinking that they would lead you to a ring is fucking crazy.
Someone's recreating the 07 Cavs with this one. LeBron and a bunch of bums versus the world.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, because I guess the circumstances, LeBron still comes. You just don't trade for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. I was thinking about like just the young guys, no LeBron.
You still not winning a ring.
You're not.
You're not. I mean, I guess you could have won one, but you're definitely not winning more than you would with Anthony Davis.
Nah,
because Lonzo Ball is not
going to be there. They would have kept making moves. So I'm just saying you have LeBron. So maybe there's a world in which they like do other moves that aren't trading all the young guys. So I'm like, maybe you find a way to get one with LeBron. Like maybe I'm just being nice. Yeah, but they're certainly not getting 2. They're not getting more than you got with Anthony Davis.
But like even in that sense, you only get the rings if the young guys go somewhere
they
else.
have to go.
So you're not getting.
Yeah, maybe you trade like a 1, so it's not. Yeah, I'm just offering
maybe
this guy a little bit of bail.
George instead of AD. Somehow.
Yeah, like they still could have like touched down in free agency a little bit. So like maybe there's a world the team building continued. You get 1, but I don't think you have a better chance of winning 2 rings than they had with Anthony Davis.
I agree. I'll take.
Pasky 478 says Ayton actually locks in and becomes a top 5 center in the league, catching lobs from everybody on the team. Yes, I'm delusional. So I obviously. Top 5 is a high bar, but when you think about it, could he get to top 7 or 8 if you think of best case scenario? I really put here to pose a question. What do you think the ceiling is for Ayton with Luka if things go well?
Top 12.
Top 12, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite as hard as you would think to get into that range for centers. Like I think last year I ranked like Derek Lively 12 or something.
Yeah, exactly. I know I can for sure say Jared Allen's like a top 9, 8 center.
Yeah, we put him at 9.
And I don't think there's any way Ayton can get past that. So I think top 12 is very comfortable. As long as he's able to defend at a decent level and catch lobs, there's no reason why he shouldn't be top 12.
Top 12, I think, is almost like... I feel good about him being top 12. I just don't know if it's like long term. Like I said, I feel good about a contract year going well. I don't know if it's the answer forever, but I think he wants to get it back, so it will be a good year. I think him being top 12 is very, very safe with the Luka factor.
Yeah.
What's the highest point though? Like, I feel like that's like a realistic outcome.
11.
Exactly, 11.
That's the range. Like it's very, very clear.
Yeah.
Where DeAndre Ayton likes to be on the floor. It's very clear how he likes to operate and basically just overall his whole ethos and his get down. You know what he's about. I don't think that the things that you would want to see from him to make him a top 7 center in the league, I don't think those are a part of his bag anymore. And I think that honestly, to get Ayton to be the best version of himself, you have to scale down his responsibilities. Yeah. You have to do exactly what they're saying here: catch lobs and play defense at a level. Be Clint Capella. Be like that's what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think there is a middle ground. I think he still can do some self creation. So like
looking at the list roughly right now, I lied. He's not going to be top 12.
Okay, let's list
them off. Impossible.
He's not even better than Jokic.
AD,
Wemby, AD.
Just throwing Embiid for
let's say Embiid. Let's just give him credit. Say he'll play 50 games.
Bam in there. He's not going to be better.
I'm so low on Bam that my brain's like, but we'll go Bam. But I'm just like so like disillusioned by Bam.
Zubac.
Zubac. We'll throw Zubac there. That's 7.
Yeah.
Okay, Zubac makes 7.
Jared Allen.
Sengun.
Sengun. Okay, we'll go give Sengun credit. That's 8. Who else is across the league right now? Do you want to throw Sabonis in there? We feel weird about Sabonis' playoff equity.
Deserves to be
we'll
in
give
there.
Talent. Sabonis is number 9.
Again, I just said it. Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen, Rudy Gobert.
I feel like Jared Allen's like attainable. I feel like that's like a ceiling. Like I love Jared Allen. I don't think Jared Allen is a clear like. There's no fucking way.
Gobert.
Okay, yeah, I love Gobert. So
what
we'll
about
go 10.
Isaiah Hartenstein?
I hope he's as good as Isaiah Hartenstein. I hope so. Okay, so we're at 10 now. Anybody else?
Okay, ceiling is 11.
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right, 11 feels good.
I'm trying to see exactly how many we can put above him.
Swing factors are like Onyeka Okongwu.
Oh, Cat. Duh, we forgot
Cat. How the fuck?
11. So now we're at 11. So now he's number 12. Seems like 12 is a good prediction.
Top 12. Okay.
Onyeka Okongwu's gonna pass him too in my mind.
It looks like we were exactly on the money. It looks like 12 is
12
the ceiling.
feels like is.
I guess ceiling could be like 9 if he goes superstar mode, which you don't expect for his standard superstar. That is, but 12 feels like a likely.
Someone saying Miles Turner.
Tingus Pingus.
Nah, it's hard with the health thing with him.
A healthy Tingus though.
Sure, but
no,
that's very much in the conversation.
Attainable. Yeah, that's attainable.
Yeah, I feel good about 12.
Okay, 12 is the range of best case scenario. It might not happen, but I do wholeheartedly believe that AD does deserve to have his jersey in the rafters. What do you guys think? It's a hard one, right?
It's hard because it's just a singular championship. And then after that, every single year was a wild disappointment due to injuries from him, their seasons being nerfed and nuked by someone like Russell Westbrook.
Damn.
Man, it's tough. I don't think you... the standards are super high for the Lakers. Super high. I don't think you do it.
I don't think I would do it. However, Anthony Davis is going to be a Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis did get a chip with them. I think it might happen.
Yeah. So, okay, so whether or not we do it isn't the question. Just thinking about the relationships, the dynamics of being a Laker and dynamics of them being so pro-star as an organization, do you think they'll do it or do you think they have higher standards? New ownership coming in too. So maybe it's not up to Jeannie anymore. Right now she said she'll be, but probably not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Do you think new owners in 5 years?
I spent $5 billion. I'm not going to be in charge of this thing. You're out of your mind,
right, dude.
Yeah.
So let's say 7 years from now, he's retired, been retired for a couple of years. Do you think the new owners retire his number?
I don't know. Genuinely, if LeBron's number is obviously going to get retired, without a doubt. There's no question to that. If they're going to retire LeBron's number, a lot of conversations are going to be like, oh, what about AD? He was equally as important as LeBron. And that's like very much up for debate too. But thinking about the entire tenure, like that's where I kind of get lost in the conversation personally.
Yeah, it's tough. I would do it. If we're going to go just peak, 2020 AD was the best center of the last 10 years besides Jokic. So basically, do you think 2020 AD, his crazy playoff run, which we know is part because of the bubble and the shooting, but it did happen, is that better than what we saw from Joel Embiid is the question. Accounting for playoffs.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid was an MVP, did have a ridiculous scoring season, but obviously two-way play of 2020 AD when he was shooting like that, scoring like that.
I'm sorry, guys. It's better. It's better. You're out here winning. This version of AD is a version of a player that everybody dreams about. Everybody was saying, hey, is this player just as good, if not better than LeBron at this point now? I have to give him the credit. He had a game winner in the playoffs. Like
Joel's a better player in like the long, like Joel's better in the sample size for regular season. Joel is better. But I think because we got the fake shooting of the bubble and because people weigh the playoffs more, Joel's obviously never had a playoff showing like 2020 AD. That was especially the last 2 rounds of the playoffs. That was all-time peak for those 3 weeks in the bubble. Now he never did that again outside the bubble, so it's fair to say it's because of the bubble. But if we're disregarding that, that's an all-time peak. That's not ridiculous to say.
That feels correct in my mind. There's literally no other name in conversation even close to this as well. Yeah. So,
but obviously for a whole regular season, we're picking Embiid.
Yeah, I feel okay with giving AD considering what he does in the playoffs. I feel okay.
You're not sure about that?
I don't know.
If it was a full season, a bubble would be different, but it's not.
It might be.
I believe that Bronny James will be the best Lakers second round pick of all time.
I disagree that Bronny James would be the best Lakers second round pick.
Who are all time great Lakers second round picks?
I don't remember. Trevor Ariza? Did they draft him?
I gotta look.
I don't know. I don't think they drafted him.
I picked this year though because I'm so like it's full on hopium, full on copium, full on wanting it to be the case. I'm very, very bought in on Bronny being like a rotation player either next year or the year after that, and like being a real eighth man on the NBA team.
Nick Van Exel.
Oh yes, Nick Van Exel, obviously.
Yeah, not happening.
But I just put this here because to talk about like, do you guys think what's your guys' current feel on Bronny's ability to be a real contributing NBA player?
I saw a condensed summer league game, and he felt really, really good, and he felt more polished than ever. Obviously,
the condensed summer league game. We're cooked. Never mind,
brother. Listen. I'm just talking about him and
the California
how he moves.
Classic.
That's all I'm talking about.
Not
him
Vegas,
and how he moves.
not Utah. The California Classic.
Look at how he moves. I'm just looking at the mentals of the game.
Yeah, you're right.
It looked better. That's it. Are we cooked? Yes, but. There's
you're
not
right.
much conversation to have about Bronny James right now.
You're right. He looked like a second-year player, which is good. He looked like he had like an edge up experience-wise, which is what you want to see from a second-year player in summer league. So I know exactly what you're getting at. It's just a funny sentence, but you're 100% right. He did look like he took a step.
Yeah, I mean, what else can I go after?
I know.
I can't think on to none, you know?
I know.
So
it's just a funny sentence.
I feel good about it, genuinely.
Yeah.
Thinking about his floor becoming like a very annoying 6'2" defensive guard who can do things off the ball as well. Eventually, I think he's going to become a strong shooter. Yeah, he could be the greatest second round. One of the greatest. One of the greatest second round picks for the Lakers.
Nick Van Exel made an All-Star team.
Yeah,
but no, I hope Bronny stays even with LeBron retires.
After that, who can you think of off the top of the head who's like in that?
I think they drafted Trevor Ariza second round, if I remember correctly.
They didn't.
They did not. Never mind. Then
Robert Sacre, so he can be one of the greatest for sure.
Josh Hart. No, that was in the first round.
Yeah, nah.
There's
no one else. Robert Sacre, bro.
Zubac.
Oh yeah, Zubac. There you go.
But he didn't. I guess so.